Welcome back to Word with Brownlow. I am your host, Brownlow, where no one is worthless, no story is worthless. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back in the studio, and if you see me with the jacket on, you know what time it is. I am interviewing one of my lovely people from the blue and white family. Let me give you a couple of words about my guest today. I have four of them. One, entrepreneur, fashionista, most importantly, Zeta. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Miss Gia Neil of the Mahogany Box. How are you?
Woo woo, hello, I'm doing good, how are you?
I am good. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, no problem. Before we get into this question real quick.
Oh, you know what, you introduced me as Gia Neil, but I'm Gia Neil-Sneed. I gotta give a plug for my husband.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Please forgive me.
I've been known by Gia Neil for so long, but I am married and I am Gia Neil-Sneed.
Gia Neil-Sneed. Mr. Sneed, no offense, sir. Please forgive me. I'm just going off social media handle, sir.
You know, I gotta be able to eat tonight, Ty. I gotta be able to eat tonight. So that's why I had to I just throw that Sneed in there so I can get a meal tonight. You know? Right. So I'm saying, you know, I gotta keep that home life right.
Jesus, okay, listen. So we're gonna take the rest of the interview from this point out, ladies and gentlemen. So, Gia, tell the people where you're from.
Okay, well, I'm originally from Los Angeles.
Okay.
I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, grew up in Los Angeles and in the Inglewood area.
Okay.
So you know how it is. You live in Inglewood with my mom, single mom, but you know how back in my day we spent a lot of time with grandma and grandpa.
Yes.
So then that would take me to LA, the LA area, and actually the Watts area. Okay, my grandparents lived on 109th and Wilmington, so I spent a lot of time over there. I actually went to school in that area, elementary school there. So that's where I'm from.
Okay, well, and the reason why I'm asking that is because I'm originally from Chicago.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm from the Midwest. We have a totally different mentality. Like, we think of the West Coast of it just being some big party, you know, like through song, through videos, through movies.
Right.
It's sort of the life we always wanted to live because we thought that's just what it was. What are some of the misrepresentations about like growing up so-called in the hood out here in California that you may hear from time to time from people who are not from here?
Well, I think when most people think about the hood, they always associate young people as being at risk growing up in the hood. And even though I grew up in the hood, I didn't consider myself at risk. I grew up a single parent, but I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and that's probably where I got my foundation who I am today is really being around my grandparents. I was raised in the church. I would be at church every Sunday with my grandmother.
All right.
I watched my grandfather actually take care of my grandmother. My grandmother was paralyzed from the waist down. She was in a car accident when she was young. So I've always known her to be in a wheelchair. And so I watched him do everything for her pretty much. Even though she did things, my grandmother, she crocheted, she sewed, she cooked, she was pressed my hair in the kitchen, we used to get our hair pressed in the kitchen. She put me down in a chair, she had been in a wheelchair, she had that comb on the stove, and so she was able to do things that she just couldn't walk, and stuff. But so my grandfather had to get her up out of her bed, put her in a wheelchair, and that kind of thing and stuff. So, even though I was in the hood, I didn't consider myself, like I said, at risk. I had a, good home life to me. But I know people, when they think about in the hood, they think gangs, they think drugs, and teenage pregnancy. And I'm not gonna lie, in my era, because I'm not old, but I was born in the 60s, so I grew up in the 70s and in the 80s, so there was a lot of teenage pregnancy. There was drugs. And
All right.
there was gangs,
Right.
So, I knew Ray and Pookie and them. I got cousins that's Ray and Pookie.
Okay, all right. Shout out to cousin Ray.
Stuff. So yeah.
You didn't forget y'all on this
right,
show.
Exactly, stuff. I had cousins that, were pregnant, and, early on, teenage mothers and stuff. So I've seen it all. I've had, drugs in my family, people in my family sell drugs, did drugs, all that. So, I kind kind of come from, you know, I'm a rush to say around the way type girl, but only from LA around the way. I'm not New York around the way, but I'm LA around the way, you know. So
sounds a lot like home.
Yeah, I've seen a lot in my 50-some years on Earth, you know, and I've probably seen as a child more things than the average child probably should have seen.
Gotcha.
But I think it shaped me to who I am today. You know, it showed me there was this path and then there was this path, you know, and stuff. So and you could go this way,
right.
and you could, you know, kind of be where I work at, or you could go this way, and you know, be the person working at where I work at.
See, we ain't gonna get into what she work at and what she do. This is a good show today, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good show.
So yeah.
Okay, all right. So, Lakers fan?
Yes, Lakers. Lakers.
I just have to
Yeah, you
ask,
know, that purple and gold, yeah, you know, even though I rep that blue and white, you know, but purple and gold for my, you know, my basketball team. I'm a Laker fan.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not gonna
you know.
hold that against you.
So what, you not a Laker fan? You hate on Lakers?
I am. See, haters. No, we don't. Stop.
Oh, okay. Not hating on, like, you just, you know,
Don't do this.
not your cup of tea?
I just don't find that taste pleasing sometimes.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Oh,
You know,
okay,
so I'm just going to leave it at that, you know.
Ray and Pookie.
See, look
He
here.
cool though. He cool. Okay, he cool. All right.
Holler at me, man. You know, look. Because look, this is going to be strong back in Chicago, and I can't tell people from Chicago.
So you okay? So you a Chicago fan? Okay. All right. I ain't gonna hate on you because back in the day, even though I'm a Laker fan, my favorite player was Michael Jordan back in the day. You know, until he, you know. You know.
Talk about that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. But I was a diehard Michael Jordan fan. I had Michael Jordan everything. I had the first pair of Air Jordans. You know, I had Michael Jordan plate. I had everything Michael Jordan. Wow. I had, you know, and stuff. But I was a true Michael Jordan fan. You know,
right,
but so we cool.
Little love.
Yeah, all right.
You know, I just can't sell out, man.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta go back home.
I know you gotta go back home, and I know it's rough in them streets in Chicago. Cause
so you just...
I watch the news, so yeah, I see it's kind of rough in them streets. So yeah.
Somebody probably texting me now.
Yeah,
See,
look,
somebody on.
let me give a shout out to Chicago in case I gotta go. Hey, Chicago, we cool, right? We cool, all right.
Love. Don't do nothing to me out there.
Yeah.
For real, stop playing. All right, I'm just. So let me ask this question: how does where you are now play? Well, I'm sorry. How does where you are from play into who you are now? So, where you're from, how does all that play into who you are today?
Well, I think where I'm from was what gave me the foundation of who I am. You know, who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
The things that I learned growing up, I saw growing up, shaped me to who I am today. You know, so I think it matured me because I was a kid that. I played outside with everybody, but I also was a person who always observed stuff. So I was always watching other people, watching adults and stuff. So I think that helped me to, you know, shape who I am today as a woman. You know, mature woman out there, go-getter, trying to make things happen for myself, for the people around me, my circle, you know, for my family and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. So we finna get into this. The reason why I have this jacket on right now. You have lots of love for Zeta Phi Beta. Where did you pledge, and what effect has Zeta had on you? Well, how has that had an effect into who you are as a woman?
Okay, well, I pledged Zeta at Cal State University in Northridge.
Okay,
by way of Omega Kappa chapter.
Okay.
Woo woo. Spring of 1987.
Old school?
Yes, old school, yes,
okay.
You know. But it's funny because I pledged old too. I was old school time,
okay.
But I was old. I didn't pledge in most people pledge their freshman and, you know, that kind of year. I pledged in my junior year, you know, so I did, yeah. So it was, because I was, you know, when I first got to school, I was just on the campus, just doing my thing, you know. And, you know, trying to figure things out, yeah, being a student. But I met a Zeta my first year there. And she was very nice. You know, she didn't push, you know, her sorority and nothing off to me. She was just a cool person. And then I would watch the other Greeks and stuff. And to be honest with you, when I first got to Northridge, I wanted to be an AKA because my college counselor was an AKA. I didn't know about any other sorority, you know. So it was like, okay. So, you know, but when I got to the campus, I saw the Greeks and stuff, and the AKAs, they was kind of snooty.
It wasn't that serious of a
yeah. So, you know, so it's kind of like, but the Zetas were always cool, you know. So I found myself doing things with the Zetas, like they welcomed me even though I wasn't Greek. They welcomed me into their circle. I would do, community services with them, and that's what really sparked my attention with them. They were giving back to the community. They were, and I thought that was important. So I started, going to the Boys and Girls Club with them and tutoring and things like that. Okay. So then that's what kind of really sparked my interest. And then of course they was, they ran the yard. They was bad. They at the Greek shows, they was they stepped. They was like, them sisters they did some stuff. I was like, wow, Okay. So it was just cool. And I think it fit my personality because I'm, people might think I'm snooty, but I'm really, I'm really down to earth. I keep it real, that type of thing. So that's what I liked about the Zetas of Northridge's on the yard. So then, hence I was carrying a lot of, y'all units trying to, I was there for education. So it's like, let me get these classes done and stuff. So by the time I decided, what, to do it, I was a junior, and stuff. So it was like, so I better do it now or never. So I was kind of older. So to say how did Zeta shape me as a woman, because I was, I was kind of already a woman, being a junior, and when I already got in, I had a job, a part-time job. I worked 5 days a week. I was actually a clerk for the courts. So I was like, I was kind of like, I don't think, I can't say Zeta shaped me. Zeta did, it's given me sisters. It's taught me how to work with other women for a common goal. Okay. But I always say that I brought something to Zeta.
Okay,
I enhanced Zeta, so.
Sometimes it's not, what the chapter brings to you is what you bring to the chapter. So
yes.
I'm bringing myself to the chapter because the chapter's never had a person like me before.
There you go.
Got you.
So yeah.
And look, to all you AKAs and all you other Greeks out there, we're not disrespecting you. You're just not us. That's just,
I got love for all of them. I have friends in all of them, and I got family that's not Zetas, and other organizations. So,
And shout out to all. Look, I know that last comment was a little rude, but shout out to all my AKA friends. Y'all cool. Y'all know I got love for y'all. I'm just playing. I'll see y'all on Facebook. Just playing. So, all right. So I want to talk about this business you got right here. Okay. So where did your idea for the Mahogany Box come from, and what has been the response from people since you started?
Wow. Okay. So the Mahogany Box, where did that come from? Well, I consider myself, I'm a creative person. Okay. I didn't realize I was creative, an artist, as they say, until probably later on in life. I didn't look at it that way. But I've always made things, and prior to the Mahogany Box coming to fruition, I had another business which was called A Color Me Mine, which was a paint your own ceramic studio, art studio. So I painted, that was my first, that's probably my first love. I painted on ceramics and stuff. So I already had a business, but I'd always made things for people, and I would just give stuff away. Like, I make this gift to my friends, and people would always ask me, Gia, why don't you sell your stuff? And I was like, oh, I don't know, stuff. And so one day I just told my husband, I said, let's go. I'm gonna go to the bead store. I'm gonna get some beads, and I'm gonna make some bracelets, and I'm gonna see, how they do, that kind of thing. And I made the bracelets, and I took them to actually a sorority meeting, a state meeting, and I had a few bracelets, and I was, doing the public meeting and stuff. I had my bracelets, and people.
Just put them
and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that there. Oh.
So, my sorors, they bought the bracelets. They liked the bracelets. Like, oh wow, this is really nice. Good quality. And then they started asking, oh, do you got any earrings to go with them? You got any necklaces to go with them? And I was like, no, I'm just doing bracelets. So I was like, well, shoot, people want earrings and they want necklaces. I guess I better, come up with something. So I'm self-taught. I've never taken a class to do any of the jewelry that I've made. I've made it all just by just doing. I'm an artist that I can look at something and take it apart in my head and redo it, or boom, that kind of thing and stuff. So that's kind of how it started. So then it was like, okay, well, what am I gonna call this, whatever I'm doing, that kind of thing. And at first, I saw people that had businesses, and they would be their name, such and such design, So I was throwing names out, and I was talking to my husband about different stuff. I was like, honey, what do you think about this? And everything I came up with, had my name in it. He just nah, stuff. So at first I was getting a little offended. I was like, look, bro. I'm like, look, I know we're married.
This is my stuff, man.
Right. It's like, yes, I'm saying, it's like, okay,
Like
so
I can't have my name on it.
Right, exactly.
That's how I did it.
Right, So of course, So that's kind of how it was. I was like, dog, he was just shouting everything down. But then he kind of told me the reasons why, and stuff.
Okay.
Then I always tease him. I said, honey, you're so smart, and I always tell him, that's why I married you. I married you for your brains, not your looks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, even though,
That poor man.
I don't think he likes that, but I'm being honest, he does look good. Don't get me wrong, the hubby does look good, but that's not why I married him. See, in the relationship, I'm the beauty and he's the brains. That's what I'm saying.
Sounded like someone I know, but I won't even name any names.
So I started thinking about names, and I would be at work on my first job, and I'd be writing names down, and I would call him, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
Mm-hmm.
So, so I was like, okay, and he was telling me why, because I didn't want I'm a creative person, I don't stick to one thing, it's like, so I like to create a lot of different things. So then that's what he was like, well, you need a name that you can put everything under there. Because if you go Gia, Gia Designs, Gia Jewelry Designs, or Gia Nicole Designs, or that kind of limits you to one thing.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, yeah, I didn't want to tell him, yeah, okay, you're right, stuff. So that's kind of, so then I started thinking of different names, and I like the color brown.
Okay.
So I like brown. So then I was like, okay, brown. So, I was like, oh, okay. I said, oh, brown. So I was trying to think, okay, what's another kind of name like for brown? And I started thinking about things I like. I like wood, I like, brown stuff. So then I was like, mahogany, that was the thing, okay, mahogany. And I was like, oh, jewelry comes in a box, things you buy, you put in a box, that was my whole thing. So I was like, the Mahogany Box. So that's kind of how the Mahogany Box, the name of my business came about, was, that was the whole thing. So, and you asked, the other question was, what's been ups and downs about the having a business?
Well, basically, what's been the response from people since you first started the business?
Well, I've had great responses. A lot of people love my work. I've been asked to do custom pieces and things like that. So I could say that my business and what I do has been well received by my friends and family. But so it's still growing. I'm still trying to reach more people. And
so I was going to ask, any Zetas, any big time Zetas? Selena Johnson comes to mind because I just know Selena Johnson from Illinois State just a long time ago. But have you had anybody wear your pieces that you've seen? Oh, she's wearing my stuff.
Well, it's funny that you say that. I've had a lot of Zetas wear my pieces, and but I've had some famous Zetas wear my pieces. Matter of fact, our past international brand ambassador Cheryl Underwood has worn my pieces on her show, The Talk.
Shout out to Cheryl.
Yeah, Cheryl, she's a big supporter of mine. She's, her and I are really good friends, so she's worn my pieces. But my pieces have also been worn on other people in the industry. Alicia Coles from the E! News has worn my pieces. She's worn actually a lot of my pieces. I have the opportunity to put my pieces on her. So they've been seen on E! News, and I've gotten even a little shout out credits at the end of the show that she was wearing my stuff. So yeah, but as far as other famous people, nobody well known that everybody knows and stuff. But everybody knows Cheryl, so Cheryl's probably the most famous of the people. I made a bracelet, necklace, commission piece for another grand ambassador that we had. Mary Wright, the Pacific region gave her a necklace that they asked me to design for her, a pearl necklace. So I did do that.
Okay, look
so
at
yeah,
you
so yeah. So when people come and ask me to design something, to do something, I welcome that because it stretches my creativity and stuff. So
Well, look, around here you are what we call a boss. A boss is a badass woman slinging everything.
A boss? Hey, I'm a boss.
Boss. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? But you were talking about some of the ups and downs of starting your own business. What have been some of your ups and downs?
Well, really, I think one of the downside for me because I have a full-time job. So trying to having a full-time job and running a small business, for me, it's always time, not having enough time to do what I would like to do for my small business. Because the job is helping me with the small business, so I can't neglect the day job, as I say. But that's been the hardest thing for me. I think is really juggling both, because now that I'm getting older, getting closer to retirement, I think I want to do more in my small business, more, and just having the time to just dove into that full time. And a lot of people have told me that they don't know why I'm still working. I should have left my job already, because they've seen my work and they like my work, and they was like, your stuff is so good, you should be doing this full time. And I think a lot of it is sometimes being afraid to step out there and in the comfort zone. I've been on my job for 29 years.
Gotcha.
So that it's the security of having a job, my medical benefits, my dental benefits, my vacation time, all that kind of stuff. It's just like, just up and walking away from that sometimes is scary, and stuff, taking that jump, and stuff. But retirement is coming soon, so I will be able to do more in my small business. But another, I think, down for me, with social media, all the things now that a business owner has at their disposal, sometimes it's a lot. Okay. And if I'm a seasoned person, so I'm still, my husband laughs at me because I still write checks. I still want to go into the bank. I'm still, manual system. I'm manual.
Okay.
While everybody else is digital, automated, and everything.
Okay.
I'm manual. Okay. So trying to learn all this stuff, and
we have to get you.
I know, but you know what? It's not even that. I'm a true artist. I'm a true creator. All I want to do is create. All that other stuff, the business stuff, the social media, the marketing, all that stuff. I don't have time for that. I just want to sit here. Look, let me put something together. Let me get my thing together and stuff. Okay. But I'm trying to learn those, those areas and stuff. So that's been a struggle for me in business. It's that kind of, just doing things like that.
Okay. All right. Now I want to ask you a question about. You have a slogan, because I've checked your page. We do our homework.
All over my page like that. I love it.
Page watching the creations.
Okay.
This woman's very creative, people. Y'all, man, seriously, y'all need to check her out. But you use a hashtag, Sisters Empowering Each Other. Mm-hmm. Tell me what that means to you.
That means supporting one another, helping one another in your endeavors. When I first came up with that, how that came about, I have a lot of friends that are small, growing businesses or having businesses, and me having a business before, the struggles, I know I'm a business owner, and the struggles, sometimes I don't have time to start from scratch to do things. So I was trying to think of ways to help promote and help other businesses as well as my business. So I thought, I was like, about cross-promoting, sharing the information. I might have something that worked for me that you could use. So no need for you to start from the beginning. Here, Ty, try this, and tweak it to help you. Because that's a lot of times business owners, they're scratching their head sometimes trying to figure stuff out when somebody has something that is useful to them but don't want to share it. And that's the problem. We don't want to share our things. There's enough money, enough things out there for all of us. And I think if we practice sharing more amongst each other, they would make a big difference in our lives. So because I would like you said, I want everybody to eat at the table.
I got you.
So it's like, so that was my way of trying to include, everybody, in the circle, or that's doing things in business. Not even business, just in life. Just sharing, supporting, empowering each other. What I want to know, because whether we like it or not, we're role models to somebody. We might not know, but somebody's looking to us or at us for something. So it's just about sharing. And I don't know everything, but what I do know, I don't mind helping you out. But as long as it should be reciprocated, because there are a lot of people out there that's taking. They come to you. I'm sure people come to you in your profession, and even in this whole podcast arena. Trying to pick your brain, get what asking you stuff, but then they don't want to return anything to you, the favor and stuff. And we need to stop being that way. We need to be able to reciprocate. I wash my hands, you wash your hands, that kind of thing and stuff. I eat, you eat. I got this, you got this. Hey, Ty, you know what? I saw something over here. It's not good for me, but hey, you might want to try it out, you might want to check it out. It's just, opening the doors for you.
I like that. I like
So,
that.
yeah.
Because, I mean, no, I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Man, like, what's the story behind that? And you just explain.
Yeah, and it's not just about, people say when I say sisters, it's not just about, black women. It's about, I think we're all sisters, whether we black, we white, we Asian, we Hispanic. If we're doing something, we're all sisters. So it's about helping all of us.
The whole collective.
Yeah.
That's a big word around here, collective.
Yeah, a lot of people use that, but
I got you.
Yeah.
So look, Ms. Gia Neil-Sneed, I want you to look right into that camera right there. I want you to tell the people out there what you want them to know about you. How can people get in contact with you if they want your designs, if they want your fashion? Tell those people what you want them to know, or at least one thing you want them to know about Ms. Gia Neil-Sneed.
Oh, it's funny, that question, what I want people to know about me. Well, really I just want people to know me, to get to know me, okay, first. And then once they get to know me, then they can know about me. You can find me at The Mahogany Box on Facebook, my fan page, The Mahogany Box, on IG at The Mahogany Box. If you want to buy some of my creations, you can also find me at shopthemahoganybox.com.
Okay, all right. That's what's up. So I've given you some time to come up with an answer for this last question. Ms. Gia Neil-Sneed, what is the one word that describes you and why?
One word. Whew. There's a
Just
lot of words, but I'm gonna go. This is the word I'm gonna go with.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just need one. Good one now.
One good. I'm gonna go with truthful.
Okay. Truthful. Why?
Because I think I speak from truths. I speak the truth. People ask me stuff. I try to be truthful. I don't make up stuff. I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm a straight shooter. I don't sugarcoat it. You want to hear it, I'm gonna give it to you. You might not like what I give it. You might, hey, but it's the truth. Just because we're friends, just because you're my sister, you're my cousin. If you're, can I cuss on here?
Girl, you better say no words.
Okay, if your shit's stinking, I'm gonna tell you your shit's stinking.
Thank you.
And it's all in love. I'm not gonna pacify you. If you're wrong, you're wrong. It doesn't mean I don't love you or I don't care about you. I might say, hey, you're wrong on this one or on that one and stuff. But I'm just straightforward and direct. And a lot of people take that. They say, oh, she's mean, she's that, this way and that way. And I don't, and I guess to some people who don't know you or don't know me, that's probably what they see. But I just say, it's me being truthful. I don't have time to be trying to come up with some nice stuff, a pretty way to say something. I'm just gonna say it.
So straightforward, straight to the point, none of that sugarcoating.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So she has no time for the BS. It is what it is. You ask her a question, you get the answer.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, man. Any shout outs, any people you want to shout out, anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
Oh, also, I know I have the Mahogany Box. I'm also a co-host of a podcast called My Morning Coffee Podcast. I host that with 3 other beautiful Zetas, Sarita and Tanya. So tune in every other Monday at 10 o'clock. We go live, so check us out.
Okay, all right. Look, boss, badass woman slaying everything and every day. Look, this is your boy, Ty Brownlow. This is Word with Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. We out.